Okay. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna to all devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. So, just before we start, I just want to give a brief introduction of Hare Krishna Lalitangi Radha Mataji. So, we are very fortunate. That we have Mataji with us. So, Mataji is a very senior disciple of Guru Maharaj. Now, she received Harinam initiation from Guru Maharaj in 1995 and Brahman initiation in 2013. And she has been served many temples and congregations such as Iskcon Coimbatore, Iskcon Chennai, Silicon Valley, Iskcon Santiago, Chile, and currently Mataji is serving in Charlotte, USA. So she is very actively serving in book distribution, seva, kids classes, adult classes, and festival coordination. So we are very fortunate to have Mataji Association today. And many of us, most of us may know that Mataji writes very sweet poems for Guru Maharaj. So that really inspired me a lot when Mataji in our group shared that poem. So we are very inspired by your poems, Mataji, for Guru Maharaj, that you write from your bottom of your heart. So that really touch everyone's heart. So thank you, Mataji, for giving us your association. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sadhguru Sevanandini Mataji, and please forgive me. I want to ask apology to you. Many times you had texted me asking me to give the session, but I just didn't oblige, so please apologize for that. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. And thank you all the devotees, my humble obeisances to all of you on the call. So let's, can we begin, Mataji?
Not able to hear you, Mataji, sorry. Yeah.
Am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, audible now. Maybe some issue in my laptop. I'm just checking. Yes, please continue.
Okay. Sometimes my laptop also goes off like this with respect to audio. So please let me know. Is it in on and off, or am I audible clearly?
Yes, audible clearly, Mataji.
Okay, so let's begin with the prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakayam Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Nitinamine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Gramatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanandam Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. So, I want to begin by dedicating this session to His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu. And he has done such valuable service for all of us. I have not seen him personally, but I have heard many of the sessions of other God siblings from this forum, and he has enriched our determination and our relationship with Guru Maharaj. So, such a glorious Vaishnava he is, and even when I texted him a few times for different things, he was responding immediately, always on toes for serving devotees, and so decorated with so many beautiful Vaishnava qualities. And also he left his body serving a Vaishnava. So my humble obeisances unto him. And thank you, Prabhu, for giving us all this glorious forum to discuss about Guru Maharaj. And I hope I please you by this and also be able to follow your example up to what capacity I have. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, voice is coming, but it is quite low, Mataji.
Oh, okay. Let me. How about it now?
Yes, now, good, Mataji. Thank you.
Is it better?
Yes, it's fine now, Mataji. It's very fine now. Yes.
Okay. So let me know when it goes off. Yeah, so where to speak and what to start, we don't know. I remember a verse from a purport from Srimad Bhagavatam. The place, this is purport, the section where Prithu Maharaj is talking with the four Kumaras. So the four Kumaras have come to the yajna of Prithu Maharaj, and Prithu Maharaj is washing their lotus feet and glorifying them. And at that time, he says that I cannot do anything to repay you for what you have done to me. But so you please be satisfied with your glorious, magnanimous activities. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada highlights verse, which is Vinoda Patram, means an action of a joker or something that is laughable by others. So what is that Vinoda Patram? Is that if a person is attempting to repay his spiritual master, he's considered as a joker because he's attempting to do something that's impossible. And that's what Prithu Maharaj says that, and a very beautiful purport. So what to speak of repaying or even attempting to repay, we can only eternally be trying to repay the debt, and that's eternally, because that's what the Guru does to a conditioned soul. It's not possible to explain, neither extol the glories of Guru Maharaj. And at this point of time in the history, when Srila Prabhupada has given that legacy to continue on the movement, and I mean, in the history, I mean, many books will be written that how tough was this phase, and how much the disciples of Srila Prabhupada has done, and how significant is the contribution of Guru Maharaj in that period. So, so in after my initiation, the next day, We were leaving Mayapur, I think the day after. So I think 2-3 days after. So we were our bus was getting ready, and we were about to leave Mayapur. And near the long building, near the steps, and Guru Maharaj came there. And myself and my friend, who was also initiated the same time, we both were standing there, and Guru Maharaj was asking, "Are you happy?" And then after the initial conversation, he kept looking at my god sister, my friend, for a good 2.5 to 3 minutes. Um, he didn't say anything, and we can see some of us who have experienced that merciful, powerful glance of Guru Maharaj. So after that, he said that he looked at her and he said, "Be careful, keep chanting." So this is such a this was imprinted so much in my mind. These two lines: "Be careful, keep chanting." And the way Guru Maharaj said it after deep contemplation, I can't explain that glance. It's merciful, it's powerful, it's at the same time stern. It was also pleading. So many emotions from that exchange. So when I went and told my temple president that this is what Guru Maharaj said, and he was like, "Oh, really? Then you really have to be careful, and you need to keep chanting." And after maybe 6 months or so, I was with my friend and we were together. She came over to my home and we were talking. And when we were about to rest for the night, she told me that she had 8 rounds to chant, and that's okay. She can chant it the next day. So I was like telling that, no, if you had told me before, we could have not talked much. We could have chanted. Because I think that's a very important commitment that we have to adhere to. And she was telling, no, it's okay. Tomorrow I can chant. But the rounds that are carried on carries like a 2,000 kilo weight the next day, and it never, ends the cycle. And I don't know where she is now, and I don't know if she's connected to spiritual path yet also. So I learned a lesson that this is our first commitment that we gave to Guru Maharaj, and this is our connection to him also. See, if there is an agreement that is done uh, for anyone, like a buyer and a seller or anything, the relationship lies on the agreement that what you are committing to do and what will be done from the other side. And that is the basis of the relationship. So what we promised during chanting, that constitutes our relationship to Guru Maharaj. Of course, email and personal Zoom visits and then a glance and Mahaprasadam, everything is added on top of this. But this is a powerful lesson that I learned, not firsthand. Also, I experienced there were many pockets where when there was no association, I was struggling to chant. And this was one thing that kept me going. Of course, I missed. There are many days when I missed many rounds, but time and again, Guru Maharaj gives us the instruction. Two things that come to my mind is one time in a Calcutta Rath Yatra, the question and answer pandal. So someone was asking him that we have on days like Janmashtami and Rath Yatra, when we are overwhelmed with services, we don't have time to chant. So what to do at that time? So Guru Maharaj looked at him like that. And then he said, what about the vow you made that you would chant 16 rounds every day, no matter what? So that vow is there. That applies to all the days. So he said, you need to make it up the next day. And he himself followed that example. We have heard from Mahavaraha Prabhu how when he was in a double transplant surgery, and he was recouping and many days on sedation. So he asked like how many days I missed. And he made up all that rounds and also chanted extra 500 rounds. So this was what Mahavaraha Prabhu said. And Guru Maharaj is very, very simple. He sticks to the basics, no extra addition, but he sticks. He wants us to adhere to the commitment that we gave during initiation. That's one thing that I learned. And back then in 1992, 93, 95, 90s, we didn't have internet, right? We have, no video, not much. Internet came end of late 90s, became popular at least. So our internet was Guru Maharaj. So whenever he comes to a place and he gives an arrival address, he talks about all the places he visited after the time that he visited the place the last time. So he went here and did that, and he was this festival and that festival again. It's like and the way Guru Maharaj tells the stories, it's like I have visited those places. Whether I've heard it or whether I've visited, we don't know. That is the experience. This was again told by one of Guru Maharaj's godbrothers. I forgot his name. This Prabhu is a professional storyteller. He has a certificate. He had done courses on that, and he goes to primary and middle school. He's invited to many primary and middle schools to tell stories like this, and he has written books also. So when I met him in New Vrindavan, and he was asking me who I was and who was Guru Maharaj, and when I mentioned Guru Maharaj's name, he said, "Oh, he's a great storyteller." So we can see that, he tells it picture skew. If you listen to the old lectures of Guru Maharaj, he especially telling the story of Mrigari and his conversation with Narada Muni. It can be just put in the dialogues, and everything can be made into a drama. And same way, he telling his first Rath Yatra experience in Puri, when he went there, how Baladev is coming out, how Pahandi was there, and how everyone is going, the same pace with the gongs and the conch shells and so many. It's a multimedia presentation when Guru Maharaj speaks. And many such lectures are there. In 90s, whenever he speaks from a verse from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he talks about the Gita Mahatmya story that's connected to that. And so picture skew. And always suddenly he gives out a noise and everyone is woken up, even when they are when they're above, even if they are so tired and they are dozed off. It was such a wonderful presentation. We can see that Guru Maharaj asking his a servant who's repeating to repeat the same way. It's impossible to repeat the same way, the enthusiasm with which he delivers it. And once when he spoke about Lord Nityananda Prabhu going back to Bengal after attending the Rath Yatra festival with all the devotees of Navadvip, and how the whole party was going here and there off the main route because of their ecstasy of chanting. So Guru Maharaj had explained this, and then one of our god sister, she wrote to Guru Maharaj telling that it was almost like I felt I was there. For that, Guru Maharaj answered that, then I have failed. I have only taken you almost there. I have not taken you there. So that's the effect of hearing from Guru Maharaj, and his dedication to preaching is amazing. We all know those times since he got the citizenship, and then even after he got the stroke, he continues the same way. But from 1978 to 2008, those years, it's been constant travel with no much, food or sleep on time. Once he came to Chile in Santiago, and that was from Australia he came. So they had introduced the flight via Antarctic, just 6 months ago. And that was like a 22 hours flight, maybe stopping for fuel somewhere. And when he came down, and then, everyone having garland, and he stops through the big line, accepting everyone, and they're giving him letters and telling, I have to talk to you, I need a interview. Then he goes to offer obeisances to the deities. Then he goes and sits, and there is a nice Guru Puja, and he distributes the cookies. And then he said that my whole body is paining. Muy doloroso in Spanish, like he was holding like this. And he was sitting, he was saying, and we can see how it's true. If we travel from one place to another place, even though it's just a few hours of travel, how tiresome we could feel. But he has been constantly non-stop traveling. This was about, he came, I think, in the afternoon around 12 o'clock. He scheduled a class at 7. So it was so hard for devotees to wake him up because of the travel and the jet lag and everything. But still he came down for the class. And many times it's common for us to see that he dozes off in between for a few moments in the class, but he's so alert that one time I asked a question and he was answering a question and he dozed off in between, and then he continued from where he left. And so, I mean, they had arranged for some devotees to meet with him after the class, but seeing how tired Guru Maharaj is, then the devotees announced that no, today we will not have any more personal meetings. So we will all carry forward it to tomorrow, and Guru Maharaj needs rest. But after the class, he's all all fresh, and he went on and on, meeting with devotees in a group, personally, talking to them till 12 in the night. And how can one person do it? We can, I mean, we can fake it for 1 day or 2 days or 1 month or 2 months, but not for 30 years non-stop. And that's because of his deep love for Srila Prabhupada and his enthusiasm. And even amidst the human calculations, it's superhuman to do that, to be non-stop traveling. And once he came to Sacramento, again the same thing. After Guru Puja, there were about like 20 devotees, and then giving of cookies, and he gave a small talk, and then he told to Chaitanya Dasi Mataji that it's been 18 hours since I had my last meal. So can I have something to eat, some prasadam to eat? And one more time in Prabhupada.
Sir, now this one, now.
In Prabhupada village is a small community in the countryside in North Carolina, where there is Prabhupada archives. And I met one Prabhu there recently, and he was telling, oh, your Guru Maharaj, one time he came to Greensboro airport, and from airport to this temple is like close to more than around 1 hour, 1.5, around 1 hour drive. He spent maybe 1.5 hours there, going around the temple and archives and talking devotees. Then again back to the airport to take a flight to Atlanta. So that's how his schedule is, completely packed. And he said that this happened, I think, in 1995 or later than that. But this Prabhu remembered and said that I have not heard any visitor coming like this, with a few hours rushing here and going back and taking a flight. And that's how your Guru Maharaj is. I mean, constant, non-stop, enthusiastic service. So one time there was one Prabhu who volunteered to be a servant of Srila Guru Maharaj when he was traveling. And it was, I think, late 90s. So he was so excited. He can go different places around India to see all around the world. It was a world tour. So Guru Maharaj went from one place to another place, and when he came back, he was asked, "How was it? Did you see London? Did you see Paris? Did you see Argentina?" And he said that all that I saw was Guru Maharaj's bags, because I unpacked and then I packed again. That's all I could remember. So no one could keep up with him with such a pace of enthusiasm. And he was, I know everybody knows this, he was in 1998 in Guinness Book of World Records for having traveled the most hours in the flight for that year. And traveling in flight, we know how hard it is, but that's Guru Maharaj. And one time, Bhaktivinoda Maharaj, when he went as a traveling secretary of Guru Maharaj, when he was a brahmachari, and he went to Middle East, and Guru Maharaj hadn't taken rest in that night fully. So the next day morning, when the local devotees had made a schedule for Guru Maharaj, he first included, the first thing is that he needs a 4 hours rest. That's the first point in the agenda, and then the rest of the things, meeting this, that. So Guru Maharaj saw this and said, no, cancel the first thing, no rest. And then he went on and on and on like that. Yeah, so we can't be grateful enough for the foundation of Krishna consciousness that he has done. And Falena Parichiyate, right? From the results, a person is to be known. So we can know how greatly, transcendentally he is situated in his service to Srila Prabhupada, not minding any inconveniences. So I remember, one other thing that inspired me most was his Vaishnava Ke book. So that book is a poem by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Guru Maharaj has, I think Prabhupada has given the translations, and Guru Maharaj had given commentary or purport for that. So that came as, I read in that book that he had written that as in the newsletter for Iskcon World Review. And then devotees requested that you please put this in a book. And that book, we read it in the 90s, and it was so nice. I mean, it shows about the pitfalls that a devotee has to be careful about, and such elaborate presentation of who is a Vaishnava, what are the possible pitfalls that one could face in the path of Bhakti Yoga. So, I mean, we can read it again and again and again. We can know a glimpse of Guru Maharaj's heart, his humility, and his, deeply devotional attitude, and his loyalty to the parampara. When we read this book particularly inspired me a lot. And Guru Maharaj delivers the message as it is. From then till now on, if you see no extra addition or deletion, it just says it as it is, and it is so powerful. And his classes are filled with stories and analogies, and he makes us laugh, especially before COVID. I don't know if you all had noticed, very frequently he was saying this, maybe 6 months before COVID. He was saying this, that how there's a doctor and someone is asking the doctor, how long I have to live? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then count down to 0. So what do you have, like 9 days, or 9 months, or 9 days, or 9 minutes, or 9 seconds? So everything he gives is like a joke, like we all laugh on it, but there is a deep, subtle message in that he has to give. And that's a great, that stays in the heart forever. In 2003, when he visited Sacramento, he gave a lecture and the arrival address, and he was telling this point about how an ant, if you see the size of the ant and compare to the size of the ant hill that the ant builds, I mean, human cannot compete with ant in architecture. It's the skyscrapers are in the ratio is so high. And if we see the bird, the Taylor bird building a nest, it has, I mean, it's the best interior decorator in the world. With very basic things, it can make a whole interior decoration of the nest and even put a glowworm for the light there. So that is the, Taylor bird's ability. That is the brain that Krishna has given it. And if you say that cooperation is what that stands the humanity apart from beasts and birds, if you go to Sundarbans and he says the story of how so many buffaloes, they got together and they cooperated and they drove away the tiger. So these stories are so picturesque and so relevant, but he gives a message. The message is a human being cannot be proud of his building beautiful houses with great interior decoration or building skyscrapers, which even an ant can do better, which even the bird can do better. And if you are just proud of we cooperating with each other, even the buffalo has a brain. But human being is, he can only think about himself and question, where am I coming from, where am I going, and why am I suffering? These things are not there, are not given or are not exhibited in any animal or bird society. So saying this straight is one thing, but the telling it with an example and involving ourselves and the listeners with the multimedia effect in that leaves an impression in the heart and drives the concept deep. So that's Guru Maharaj is an excellent presenter. One time Chaitanya Charan Prabhu shared this in his glorification, that he had to speak in the Rath Yatra Pandal program in Calcutta, and he had made PowerPoint. He had to speak in place of Guru Maharaj because Guru Maharaj got delayed, but finally he came there. So Guru Maharaj, they asked him to speak. So he discussed with Chaitanya Charan Prabhu what he got to speak, and he was sharing his presentation. And the last 3 slides, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu said that Guru Maharaj deleted it. They both decided to take that away due to the want of time. And then he took it off, and he, with so many decades of experience of presenting, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was observing that how Guru Maharaj delivered the message excellently well. And not only that, he included those points in the slides that were deleted. Very careful to include that in his presentation. So that's one thing I wanted to share. And yeah, so many things about initial days of sacrifice. One thing that I recently heard from a devotee in Toronto, when they were Srila Prabhupada's disciple. So he was telling that when he came first to the Montreal temple, the person whom he saw was Guru Maharaj there. And at that time, of course, he was a brahmachari. And he said that how it was, the Montreal temple was just a storefront, and they had a rule that everyone has to use the restroom before resting for the night, because there were 20 brahmacharis in that small room, and they had a sleeping space marked crisscross throughout the room, that if someone has to get up and come in the night, they cannot make it to the restroom without waking many others up. So the rule was to use the restroom before you lie down, so that you don't need to get up in the night. And that Prabhu was denoting that what great sacrifice and he has done, and how nicely he was organizing everything initially with so much enthusiasm. This is I think before he came to India between 1968 to 1971. And when he met Srila Prabhupada first, so I'm off time. How much more time I have?
Mataji, you can speak till 8:50. After that, we'll take any questions. We have 12 more minutes, Mataji.
12 more minutes. Okay. So Guru Maharaj recounts that when he first sees Srila Prabhupada, when he first saw Srila Prabhupada in Montreal, he saw that how a golden aura is emanating from Srila Prabhupada and filling 3/4 of that room. So Guru Maharaj, I think it's written down also, and he had said this many times. And in this sense, I want to share one more thing that a devotee from Alachua shared with me, that one time when there was Panihati festival in Atlanta, and it was so crowded there, and there was one devotee who fainted. So when a devotee fainted, everyone was coming around him and they were trying to wake him up. And Guru Maharaj was also came there. And then this devotee, after some time, he woke up. But he shared the experience to that devotee who told me this. So the devotee who fainted, he said that when I fainted, I saw myself on the top of the building that was next to the temple. I was on the top of the building and I could see myself down, having been fainted, and everybody around me looking down on me. But there was one person who was looking at me where I was on the top of the building. So maybe he was in his astral body, subtle body on the top of the building, which was quite high. So, but Guru Maharaj was seeing exactly where he was at that point of time. So after coming back into the body, like after he was out of the fainting thing, he said that this is what I saw, that everyone looking down on him, but Guru Maharaj was looking straight up to me where I was. And I wanted to share one letter of Srila Prabhupada to Guru Maharaj. This was written in 1968, December 1. Can I share screen or I can just read them?
Yes, Mataji, you can share your code.
Okay. So this is a letter. This was written in December 1, 1968. My dear Jayapataka, please accept my blessings. With much satisfaction, I have read your letter of November 24, 1968, and I thank you very much for this. From it, I can understand clearly that you're making nice progress in your devotional service attitude. Your sincere and humble outlook is very nice. I'm always praying to Lord Krishna to bestow his causeless mercy upon you. So far, the phenomenon which you have questioned me about, I think that it is all Krishna's grace, because you're sincerely working for spreading his cause. You needn't disclose this phenomenon to everyone. You have disclosed to me, and that is sufficient. But you may know that it is a good sign. Continue to work sincerely, and you shall be blessed in this life. There is no doubt. So this is what I wanted to bring into our notice, that there is a phenomenon that he had disclosed to Srila Prabhupada, and he's saying that, you've disclosed to me and that is sufficient. I tried to get the personal servants talk to Guru Maharaj about it, but he said that I don't remember. And one devotee was telling, how would he disclose anything that Srila Prabhupada has asked him, that you needn't disclose this phenomenon? And yeah, this is the glory of Guru Maharaj, and so much more to say. He blessed two couples who were not having children at that time in Atlanta in 2014. To one of them, I was there personally. So to one of them, he said that, I can see the child is coming, but I don't know what's stopping. And they had, actually, he asked to call one Mataji. This was immediately after the Rath Yatra, and this is the first Iskcon event that couple was attending. So he asked another Mataji to call me, and then me to call that Mataji. So 3-4 people, he was sitting in the car. And then when that Mataji came, he asked what blessings you want. And she said that we don't have a child. And Guru Maharaj blessed with a toothstick and telling that, may you have a long living, Krishna conscious, happy, healthy Suputra. And as he said, it was a medical miracle that the child was conceived and he was born in a very normal way. And so we can see when they went again, he said the same thing. And there was another couple who had the same issue and they came. But to them, he said that please distribute prasadam to devotees. You can buy the Panihati pot and give it to devotees. And that way we can see that this couple whom he blessed, they were blessed with a child within a year. And Guru Maharaj did Annaprasnam to that child when he came the next time to the next 2 years to Panihati. And the next couple, they got the child a little later, after they did this service and many other service of distributing prasadam to devotees. So this is not, a necessary qualification to be a guru according to nectar of devotion or nectar of instruction. But we can see that how our Guru Maharaj is extraordinary, and he is using all these abilities to help the devotees, so that their obstacles in their life is removed and they can stay fixed in devotional service. And so we can't thank enough for such an opportunity. It's a great blessing to be accepted as a disciple. And I pray to Guru Maharaj and all the God siblings, a wonderful God family, that please inspire me, bless me to always be in the association of devotees, to stay in the service of Guru Maharaj, fixed at his lotus feet. Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji, for sharing so much learning that you have learned from Guru Maharaj Association and having so many pastime. So if anyone here devotees, many devotees are here joined. So if anyone has any question or they want to talk to Mataji, so you can raise hand, you can raise your hand, ask, and also can type in the chat box. So Mataji, meanwhile, if anyone asks, I want to know that you must be very younger when you met Guru Maharaj. Like, how did you come to the Krishna consciousness, or how did you met Guru Maharaj first time? Is it through your family or?
Yeah, so I attended the Bhagavad Gita class for school children that was conducted by Iskcon Coimbatore. So basically, it was like it's famous as a Gita class, Gita test. So it was a 7-day comprehensive course, 1 hour a day on the concepts of Bhagavad Gita. So that's how I came. And then few of us from the test was given a trip to Mayapur. So I got to be one of those fortunate people to be in Mayapur, and Mayapur and Guru Maharaj are non-different in one sense. So the moment seeing Mayapur and seeing Guru Maharaj, by their mercy, I was chanting 1 round before, but after that, I was blessings, I could chant 16 rounds and continue that by Guru Maharaj's mercy. And one more thing is Guru Maharaj is very merciful, and if a person is following and he's become a devotee, he cares more about the other members of the family. If they're married, and he would ask about the spouse. Okay, is your spouse favorable? What's that position and what can I do for that? And he prays also, like, right, like every day he writes that I pray for my disciples, well-wishers, everyone. So and if they are not married, he talks about whether your parents and your siblings are favorable, like that. So more than what we can think, how we can do devotional service, Guru Maharaj thinks about us. So that's what I feel, that one Mataji wrote to Guru Maharaj a big long letter asking him shelter, but she didn't mention anything about her husband. So Guru Maharaj replied back to her only 2 paragraphs, but in that one paragraph was about her husband. Tell me about your husband. What is he doing? Is he favorable? So that is Guru Maharaj always thinking ahead for us.
Yes, Mataji, and that's really true. I also wrote one time to Guru Maharaj, and he was asking me details about my father, everything, like what business he is doing, what he is going to after retirement, everything. He's detail. He's very personally caring. Even
Hare Krishna.
yes, Anand. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pranam Mataji. Very nice to see you today. Please accept my humble obeisances. I have read few of your poems that you write for Guru Maharaj, and the last poem that I can remember is what he was having 2 transplant surgeries, and I don't know the words, but I can just recall in my mind. So thank you so much for sharing your heart, your feeling for your Guru Maharaj and expressing in the forms of poems. So this is very beautiful thing. Actually, for me, I can never think of writing a single line in a poetic form. But I'm very impressed, not only for the poems, but the heart that you give to express the Guru Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Mataji. The reality is I am neither a English student. I don't know rules of poetry. I have not studied anything. And sometimes what I'm writing cannot be, technically called as poem also. But I'm just trying to see how you, disciples of Guru Maharaj who have the heart filled with love for him, how you feel. So I'm just trying to put myself in your shoes, and whatever comes out is by Krishna's mercy. And I'm so happy that, thanks for encouraging. And if it is inspiring everyone, it's inspiring me too. It may not be called my realizations, but I'm very much inspired by this God family, by that Guru Maharaj has made such a huge God family in every part of the world, that wherever we go, we have a God family there. That's because of his, constant and non-stop efforts, so many years. And we can very grateful to him for such a wonderful opportunity. There are very nice speakers, Ratiprada Mataji, Yamuneshwari Mataji. They can all be called to talk their realizations. That's so deep and more nice about Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. I'll follow up with them. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tanvat Pranam. Thank you so much for such a wonderful session, Mataji. And so I have this very good fortune, great fortune of knowing Mataji from my college days. And like she's the first person I met in Iskcon.
Actually, I should be telling that I am so fortunate to be connected with such a wonderful devotee. And I mean, she was a ready-made disciple of Guru Maharaj. Even when she came first to the temple, she used to draw such beautiful pictures of a pencil sketching. I still now remember. And so so
Okay.
nice. Recently, her mother took initiation, inspiring a lot of people, family members, and going out of the way always to please Guru Maharaj.
No. Actually, we were in the medical college, and so she, first of all, when I met her, she asked me to come on Sunday with my friends. So, and on Sunday I went with my friends, and again I met her. And her house was not very near to the temple, but whenever I go to the temple, I would find her there. So. And then she started classes for us, Bhagavad Gita classes in hostel. And by the first look itself, she is so attractive.
Oh.
So yeah, yes,
No,
I
no,
just
the
cannot
beauty
forget.
lies in the eyes of the beholder, you know. Anybody
No,
else would have got you to Krishna consciousness, because I mean,
no,
to get you to Krishna consciousness is not an effort. You were already Krishna conscious before.
no.
So I am only blessed with so many, many nice devotee friends, their association, because of which I think I'm still having connection with the chanting and the God family.
And whoever she touched, they are now disciples of Guru Maharaj. I mean, in my circle, in college, we we three were there who used to, I mean, attend her classes. And then after that, many years passed by, and we were all separated and everything. But then, by Mataji's mercy only, I came back, and all of us came back, and
Yeah,
we
through
were
you, others
finally.
came back. I didn't do anything. That's the reality.
No. Thank you
This is
so
a
much.
very nice, God family that Guru Maharaj has given us.
Yes.
Like, we may be in different places. We would have never been connected if not for him, and his love from his heart overflows. And yeah, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Yeah.
Mataji, there is a question from Meenakshi Rajagopi Mataji. She's asking that how to please Guru Maharaj in all situations in our life.
I should be doing that to even answer that question. I'm just still trying. In all situations of life, yeah, some are good, some are not favorable. But what I can say is, if we keep in touch with Guru Maharaj through his Vani, through his quotes, through the newsletter, and through the thousands of ways that he's available now, Chaitanya Leela class, it is so, I mean, he gives us the inspiration. This has happened so many times. Even the Chaitanya Leela class that he gives every day, something that is there, that is that applies to my situation on that day. So this is my experience, that he speaks to us. So if we are in touch with him through some form of the other, taking instructions and guidance, reading the voluminous resources that are now available in the app, you can just go through the old lectures or old his offering to Srila Prabhupada, and whatever books he has written, and talking up to the disciples. I think what is something that's obstructing us at that point of time, he takes it out from us. So This is my experience. We may not personally write to him, but that's Guru, right? Guru is not, the relationship is not dependent on any material connection or anything. It's from heart to heart. This Kratu Maharaj also said that your Guru Maharaj keeps in touch with all his disciples through his heart. It's a heart to heart connection. So my experience, although I am not at all perfect in this, that serving him in all situations, I mean, I'm nowhere close to be doing that, but I have been pulled out of falling down or from the ditch many times simply by his association through various forms. So that is some little things that I can share.
Thank you, Mataji. One other Mataji, I think, is asking about how have you been connected with Iskcon? So you already told Mataji that through that Gita classes in your school. Yes. Okay, Mataji. I can't see any more questions on the chat. Thank you so much, Mataji. We are really very, very thankful. And what I think is the time would be different there. What's the time there, Mataji?
Yeah, this is okay. This is morning 10:30 for me. I was only concerned that I don't go overboard this time for this session. I had so many more things to share, but maybe the next available opportunity.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Thank you so much for coming and sharing so many things about Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for keeping this going, for giving us this nectar, hearing from so many God siblings. And thanks to you for filling up with this nectar. And I apologize again for not complying with your request before. And
so me and my Prabhu are just have met His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu in May. We visited Bangalore Seshadripuram temple, so met Prabhuji there in month of May. So he asked us to help him in this seva. So we are just trying to fulfill his instructions, and now we are doing this seva under Her Grace Vrinda Maharani Mataji. Yeah. So, yes, Mataji, as Anandita Mataji also saying that, yes, we can keep more sessions by you. So you can, I'll talk to you whenever you are available. You can keep another session also for Guru Maharaj glorification. So we want that this Throwback Thursdays goes on so that we can hear glorifications of Guru Maharaj at least once in a week, every week, like on Thursday. And we keep inspiring. Thank you so much,
yes.
Hare Krishna. Vansakal Tarabhya Sakarpas and the Page. Atadana Bhavane Pya Vishnu.
Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Right.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna.